each of you guys take 6 cards each. When Matt gets in, you can reduce back down to 4. Hooray.
Okay. Effects of a desolate lifestyle doesn't do anything.
Unless you want to take up some quick alcoholism.
Maybe
And
for my level 20 insanity.
Yeah, I had to add that card in because otherwise people are like, I'm a drunk, but it doesn't affect me. So I was like, cool. Yeah, it does.
What the hell? What is this? Look, what the hell is... PCs playing this can lower any NPC's magic resistance by 25%. What is that? What's magic resistance?
Like, for example, if you're doing a willpower versus willpower roll on the NPC or something like that, then they'll swing a 25 into your favor. Or if they have some sort of innate magic resistance, then it may cause that to topple. There's all kinds of potential things there.
I have a talisman card.
Right.
Does it just operate as stated, or are there like talisman games or such?
No, the talisman card taken from the team. Talisman card essentially it doesn't get used up when you use it. It sticks in your hand until you decide to discard it.
Okay.
I'm gonna play Training Time. And I'm gonna take a check in demolition. Woo!
Woo!
Slowly building that skill up.
Training Time is the safest way to build it up.
It's the only way I've built it up so far.
Given your luck with Roll20, I think that and super long fuses is the only way I consider building that shit up.
Yep.
Done with card play? No reds?
Correct.
Cool. You guys are sitting around in the embassy, drinking tea and coffee and stuff like that.
I go over to the window, open it, and jump out.
All right.
And I
keep forgetting. You see him running away toward a bomb shelter looking thing that's on the grounds, not too distant away. Dana, what do you do?
Take my coffee and use the door to follow.
Eventually, you find him in the bomb shelter, so to speak. It's like a little above ground cement building. It looks like somebody was painting disturbing images on the walls on the inside, and they only got partway done and then gave up on it. There's a sturdy table in there. There's some lines marked, don't put anything on this side, and somebody's put a vase of flowers in the area marked, don't go in here.
Going on in.
Yep.
No, I grab her by the arm. No.
Ah!
No. Don't touch that area. That's my trump area.
The vase of flowers shouldn't be in there, Freddie.
It shouldn't? Oh. Okay, I'll go remove it.
Okay. You're not sure who's responsible for the vase of flowers. But the vase itself has little eyes painted all over it.
I'll give the vase to Dana. Yeah, this is yours.
It's been a while since anybody has given you flowers, you think?
If only I had a table or a room to put them in.
There's the rest of the room you can move around in and whatnot. He's just trying to keep you out of one small circle of it.
I will put it in a different corner.
All right, cool. It looks like the room itself is really made in a very basic way. The walls are really reinforced. Give me an evidence analysis roll, Dana. Also, all the windows are kind of slitted upward for some reason. You can't really see out, but it does provide some light and stuff. You're thinking that it seems like this room is made so if something explodes, then it should contain the force of the blast, except for the windows, which should shoot it up and away from everything else. This is not a really happy room for you. But Freddy seems more comfortable here for some reason.
Hello,
Interestingly designed room, Freddy. You prefer to have your breakfast in here?
Well, prefer.
Give me a smell roll. Speaking of breakfast,
smell.
Yeah, it smells lovely in here, like pancakes with maple syrup.
Well, preferred is a strong descriptor. I would say more like obligated, since I'm not allowed in the embassy.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Wasn't my fault.
Yes, I look around.
You see a couple rhino-headed guards watching this area. Money exchanges hands.
Freddy.
I didn't do it. Look, all right. So what happened was Colburn had this magical anti-elf axe, and he told me, "Hey, Freddy, give this to Elwin to put in the storage." And I thought, okay, only the head of the axe is anti-magical, but no, the whole axe is anti-elf. So as soon as I gave it to him, Elwin thought I was trying to kill him, but nope, wouldn't listen to reason. Wouldn't listen when I told him, no, this is Colburn's act. Nope, my fault. Because of course it is.
Yeah.
This series of events sounds very believable to me, Freddy. It could have been me, I feel.
Yeah.
So are you confined in here, like prison, or what?
Oh no, I'm just not allowed in there. Like,
okay, just not the embassy.
Building. Yeah, I'm allowed on the ground, just not in the building.
Well, for now, you're still allowed on the grounds, which is nice.
Until we deliver another package.
Yes, but I'm not delivering anymore. Packages, especially not for Colburn.
Yeah. Apparently, it's A-OK to own anti-elf axes when one of the main guys is a elf. So, he doesn't mind, really. It's charming. It's like having some distinguished black man like Morgan Freeman working on staff and wearing a racially slurring T-shirt around and wondering why people are upset with you.
It's on my T-shirt.
I need you to keep this T-shirt. So, yeah.
So, Dana, how's your little friend coming along? The one you never talk about.
Silence.
I see.
Not very quickly whatsoever. But agonizingly slowly, perhaps.
Well, if you need any help with that, just ask.
Yes, that would be great.
Not sure what you need, but
it shows the necklace.
It's hiding
retreats
deeper.
Yeah.
Oh, little buddy. I need to become more powerful. I need to learn greater spells.
What kind of spell?
Amber spells. So.
Oh, Amber. Oh, that'll be interesting.
So I don't know if you can help me with that. Probably not.
I can tell you what direction you want to go in, generally speaking. But other than that, not really. You're kind of on your own on that one.
Yeah.
You're not able to teach anything yet, Freddie, on that?
Well, for Amber, no, I can teach shapeshifting. But
that's an idea.
If I teach shapeshifting, does that mean I have to shapeshift as well? Or is it just a teach?
You have to make the roll.
Okay. Well, Dana, do you want to learn how to shapeshift? It's not as exciting as it sounds. Not until later.
I know how to small shapeshift.
Oh, then you have it already.
And
device is not connected. Oh, there it goes. He hasn't allowed his camera to work yet.
How dare he?
Something that I hadn't. So is Logros?
Yeah,
I'm probably saying it wrong. Is that still something that Doras need to learn so we don't upset the entire universe?
Yeah, we need to make one of those and, the whole shebang. But, yeah, none of us are really powerful enough to do that yet, so, yeah.
Now, with my little buddy, is he only Amber?
I don't know what he is. You found him.
I don't know either. Amber.
Do you want me to try and take a look at it?
I hold it out. I'm not taking it off.
That's fine. You don't need to take it off. I'll try and analyze power pattern.
Analyze or detect?
Analyze.
Ooh.
I fail.
Good.
Let me try and detect. Let me try and detect. Maybe it's pattern.
Then we don't have to decide anything.
Is it chaos? Nope, fumble. Okay, cool.
Fumble, cool. It could be anything. In fact, you could be. Oh, she could be chaos. You could all be chaos. It's at this moment when you're feeling extremely chaotic that Kinley wanders in. Right, Kinley. You've just gotten word of a meeting that, according to the elf guy who works here. Do you remember his name? Matt?
No, I paused because I'm eating, so I'm shaking my head no.
Oh, didn't see it. Sorry. Right. According to the elf guy, there's a meeting going on. They need help with something. And so they would like you to go to the exclusive Windham Private Members Club and take a meeting there with Baronet Summers. Cool. Yeah, it's here in town. This town's really, really grown quite a bit.
Fair enough. Let's go then.
Did you say we go?
Yeah.
How would you like to dress? Everybody's dressed nicely right now.
Nicely, I suppose, still. Yeah.
You're already dressed nicely. What kind of gear are you wanting to bring? Backpacks full of shit or?
Kinley, what do you know about this Baroness lady?
No idea.
Well,
He just gives you repeated thumbs up, like, yeah, you can do it.
if it's a baroness, we might want to go there a little bit more, not royal, but a bit more well presented. So maybe don't bring backpacks and shit like that.
Good call. Take a card. Are you guys wanting to lug weapons there? Or at least weapons that can be seen? Kinley's not.
No, we can leave it in the. I'll leave mine in the bunker for now. Whatever I have on the end.
The bunker has no door lock, just so you know.
Disappearing book, by the way.
Great.
Cool.
In that case, I'll just make a quick hop over to Voris, leave it in the locker, come back, and away we go.
So you guys stop by your bank on the way, so you can drop off more shit in your safe deposit box?
No, in Voris. I just jump over there. Because my bank isn't big enough for my shit.
So you're wanting to trump over to Voris.
Yeah, it'll take like 10 minutes.
It's going to take a lot longer than 10 minutes because you got to trump divorce and you have to then go to a bank.
Yeah.
You have to see if the bank's open. Then you got.
It's not a bank. It's a storage locker. I have a key.
Oh, that's right. That one. Oh, yeah. That one's much easier. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. You go over to rely on a small padlock instead. Much safer, you think. And you drop off whatever crap there you want to, and then how are you getting back?
I would jump back to the bunker.
Oh, that's right. You do have trouble. Right. He eventually makes his way around, going through elaborate things to safeguard his stuff. It shows like a crack addict picking the lock on his bunker or on his thing. So, right, without any visible weapons showing, Sheila, are you carrying a backpack full of shit or visible weapons?
I am not. While he's trumping all over the place, I just shove my backpack next to the creepy vase.
Okay.
Like, ready. Just...
Yeah, easy. Cut to the exclusive Wyndham Private Members Club. After introducing yourselves to the doorman, you guys are taken into the strangers room, as they call it. It's the room where non-members are taken to. It's really well upholstered. This is like where rich people come to hang out and be away from their wives or husbands, is your guess.
How am I not a member yet?
Well, unfortunately, it's a fairly new club, so yeah. You guys, there are cigars and unfortunately...
Alex, that's not the first things you say to the maitre d'.
It's shocking that I'm nearly always a member of these kind of clubs.
Mm-hmm.
We're still on the front steps.
Unfortunately, Alex Kinley discovers that there's a free open bar in the room. There's also cigars and stuff. And he begins going through their fucking stock like a fucking red-haired tornado.
What was the name of the club, sorry?
Yeah, I'll copy-paste it for you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Wyndham. Think.
Wyndham.
Yep. After a fairly short time to avail yourself of cigars and brandy, or in Alex's case, half of the fucking bar, give me the alcohol tolerance roll to not even notice what you're drinking and be wishing that they had open bar of cocaine. Yeah. Eventually, a leopard-headed man appears, flanked by a hedgehog-headed man. The leopard-headed man is dressed really like he has the pocket watch chain, the handkerchiefs. He's using a cane. He walks with a limp and he breathes a bit arthritic. The leopard-headed guy does. The hedgehog-headed guy appears to be almost colorless. He's wearing a suit that's completely immaculate, but he almost fades into the background unless you pay attention to him. He's almost like mobile furniture. Hello, my name's Summers, he says. He comes and sticks out his hand and shakes each of your hands. Let's see if he notices how much alcohol has been drunk. He fails to notice, just shows all these, like half of the bar, the bottles are fucking knocked over and shit. One of them's like leaning half off and the alcohol's still glugging out and he doesn't notice it at all. And he says, Kinley, isn't it? Weren't you the hero of the battle against those bloody elves?
I'm a hero of many battles. Many, many battles.
Oh, good. There are some things I'm sure you know that are worth fighting for, and what I have brought you here is one of them, but I wish each of your words of honor as gentle beings that what is said between us will be held in the strictest of confidence. It's a matter of family honor.
Of course, you can trust us.
Very good. He looks to Freddie.
Of course, I nod my head.
He looks to Dana.
Yes.
Excellent. He goes and he sits down slowly in a chair, and his hedgehog-headed companion ends up being the one to brief, as this guy just sits there and keeps an eye on you guys. This is Mr. Clarence. The hedgehog-headed man gives a brief nod, and he says, gentlemen, he looks at Dana, and you can tell he's trying to figure out, is this a female? I'm just not sure of Australian physiology. And others, he says, just to be safe. As you may have unfortunately heard, Arthur Summers has recently disappeared under suspicious circumstances some 8 days ago. Recently, he had become somewhat estranged from his father. He gives a quick glance to the old Summers that's sitting there. And disquieting rumors reached our ears that he had been keeping company with some undesirable characters in the arcology. What you may not have heard is there appears to have been some form of... Excuse me.
Die!
Oh, must be a member. They're ignoring us now.
Must be his testicles.
Lovely. I'm doing okay. How are you? Excellent.
Grocery delivery.
I think so.
And he could have paused it.
It's the English weather we've all heard of.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Arthur Summers has been hanging out with a bad crowd from archaeology. Did I hear that?
Arcology.
No, arcology.
Arcology. That.
That's like how do I describe it? It's like
Thank you, ma'am. You have a wonderful day.
Matt, how the hell do you define arcology?
It's a collective of rich and influential people who don't want to mingle with the plebs.
Yeah, it's like a closed up society, basically.
Of the rich and influential.
Yeah.
Is that the name that they gave themselves?
You need to pause that shit next time. That is painful. Sorry, say it again.
That's their name that they gave themselves?
You can fucking time that if you tried.
They call themselves that? That's like arcology people?
Arcology is a noun, as in that's what the thing is. But it's the same. Hold up. Okay.
I'm wondering if the group has a title. Like, we're the secret rich people group.
No, I mean, this has been something we run into in different zones. The different zones also have arcologies, and it's just always been known as the arcology.
Okay.
There you are. There you are.
Mm-hmm. That's it. What Freddie put up.
Yeah, but Logan didn't tell us what their name is, so we'll wait for that.
Sorry about that. You should
Holy
have seen
shit,
how.
dude! You need to pause that, Nick. You need to. Yeah, that was really
Sorry.
loud.
Sorry, I was trying to be quick.
And the funny thing is, every time Sheila went to go and ask a question, you dump stuff in the freezer. So we were like, bah! I was like, sorry, say that again, Sheila. And then she's asking it again, you come in with another stack and went. We're like, still didn't get that. Say it a third time.
I should have muted my microphone. You should have seen how surprised I was that today was Monday. Took me a while staring at my computer going. So, sorry. Let's see.
Arcology was the last thing you said.
What you may not have heard is that there appears to have been some form of altercation in Arthur's apartments the night he vanished, and that in the weeks prior to this event, his communications with myself and his father were infrequent. We feared that perhaps he'd gotten himself into difficulties, so we took steps to keep the matter out of the newspapers and minimize the possibility of guard involvement. Avoiding the scandal, as you can imagine, has been at the center of our concerns for both Arthur and the Summers name. 4 days ago, however, matters sadly took a darker turn when we received what appears to be a blackmail letter of some sort, containing dark hints as to Arthur's fate, and enclosing a key to his apartment as proof. As a result, we have pursued what other methods of inquiry were open to us, but unfortunately we have drawn a blank. Left with no option in the matter, it was determined to pay the blackmailer for news of Arthur's whereabouts and to keep the villain's silence. I traveled on the baronet's behalf to the rendezvous, as indicated in the note. However, I was approached by no one for the money that I had brought. Since then, there has been no further contact with the man, nor has there been any sign of Arthur. Frankly, we're at a loss. The old Summer says, can we impose upon you to sort this out?
Of course.
So
Thank
did you say
We're not known as the anti-paladin for no reason. So, let us get down to the important stuff.
He stands up and he says, I will leave that to my aide. You may ask him all things. I have other meetings to get on with. He shakes everybody's hand and thanks you each personally.
Certainly.
I do not wish any sort of scandal to rock my family's name. I bid you good day.
Adieu. I bid you adieu.
He leaves. The hedgehog-headed lawyer guy stays here, and he says, here is the key to the apartment, and here is the letter that we have received, and I am here to answer any questions that you may have.
Yes. Now,
did you say you delivered the money but no one picked it up?
I did. The letter is about middle bottom.
Right.
And now anytime Sheila gets ready to talk, somebody has to make a loud crashing noise because I'm sitting down and relaxing now.
I've got something right here.
I've done my bit.
So,
Poor Sheila.
to start with, I would just like to make a statement to our fine fellow here. Now, we have sworn to uphold your family's integrity and to not release this information, or the Summers family integrity, by not releasing this information to anyone of our own validity. Now, here's the thing. We need you to equally be completely honest with us with these next set of questions.
He steels himself visibly for the onslaught of questions that is to come. He prepares himself to divulge and talk about horrible things.
You see, it's not a nice thing to talk about, but there are certain avenues that we must try and think about and possibly eliminate, just in case they are something that could have happened. So, for instance, was the relationship before this happened with the Summers, younger and older, good? Or was there a falling out where possibly younger Summers may have rebelled and faked his own kidnapping? It has been known to happen.
He says, well, sir, they have never been terribly close, but he is not the kind of young man to fake his kidnapping. And as I mentioned, in his apartment, we found signs of an altercation. So
That
we
could have been
did,
staged.
yes, but we are not experts at this sort of thing. We are not men of violence. I am a lawyer. He is a shipping magnate.
It's kind of suspicious that there was money asked for and then no one turned up to deliver it. That's why I'm thinking possibly it maybe started out as something. Oh, but it's still not, when I say simple, it's not obviously simple, but it started out with something a bit more less sinister, in that he may have been rebelling and trying to gain money from his father by pretending to be kidnapped, and then something went wrong.
He was on a generous allowance, and he had never requested any more money, sir.
But sometimes it's not always about the money, it's about the power. It's about the having a hold over the father by having him worry about his son potentially being kidnapped.
I understand what you are saying, sir, but and you could be correct, but I do not believe that was the case in this instance.
So, do you have any names for us? Did there were any names mentioned by the son into who he was hanging out with at the archaeology?
I'm afraid, sir, that talk had been that he had been with theater people.
Sure.
Yes. As well as Westmead and Delphinian traders, although I can offer no definite names in that regard. It's also believed he had begun frequenting saloons and, he suppresses a small shudder, music halls of rather dubious repute in the slums, and also attending private parties and the fringes of society that would considered unwise for someone of his station. His author was well provided for, though, with a private income of some scores of gold per year and the proceeds of stocks and bonds in his name, as well as a sizable bequest from his late mother's will. Unfortunately, it does appear that he has drawn greatly upon his savings and credit in the last few weeks, a series of cash withdrawals to the sum of over 200 gold, for no obvious gain nor purchase.
How is he able to make withdrawals? Does he need to go in person?
To the bank, you mean?
Yes.
Yes. Although we've since asked the bank to report to us, or to me, and I will report to you. I assume I can usually leave word for you at the embassy should any new situation arise.
When was the last time someone you know had seen Arthur?
The last reliable witness to have seen him before his disappearance was Mr. Giles, the house's caretaker, who spoke with Arthur on the day he disappeared when he came down to check for the post in the morning. The identity of any callers he may have had on the night of his disappearance and the seeming altercation in his rooms remain a mystery to both us and the guard.
That's a bit of a weird thing. Why specifically a carpet bag? Why would you specifically mention a carpet bag unless you were looking to get away with the money in a way that you were looking to... What is a carpet bag? Is it a place where you put carpets?
No.
It's made of carpet, sir.
Ah.
Or at least we had one custom made from carpet, not knowing what it was.
Yeah.
Why?
That's very strange.
Everybody give me a history roll, unless you already know what a carpet bag is.
Sounds like Sheila does.
I do.
You get a card.
If she tells me what it is, I'll give her a card.
It's made out of carpet. It's like a bulky like tote thing, but usually you can like close it, and it's got a significance especially in southern United States, which probably doesn't translate here, because it was like a kind of like, you could use it like an overnight bag type of size. So it'd be like people traveling through trying to scam people after the Civil War, so they kind of can keep moving to different cities.
Right, so potentially if you were meeting someone at a train station to get a bag full of money and then you were getting on the train, it wouldn't look suspicious because it just looked like you had an overnight bag. Okay,
Wow.
That makes sense.
What teamwork there, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I'm giving him a card for yay knowledge.
Mm-hmm. So there's no chance you could have possibly got the wrong date? If this
The lawyer looks mildly offended at even the...
Well, no, not your mistake. What I mean is, if this letter does not reference a date, it just references tomorrow. So if the letter had been delivered at the wrong time,
it came by messenger, sir. We attempted to track down the messenger and such, but could not, I'm afraid.
Hmm. Makes some noise.
And I'm assuming no one recognizes the handwriting.
I'm afraid not. It is not, however, Arthur's.
Ooh, full retrieve. Nice. Get rid of another. Now, interestingly, it's interestingly that it's addressed to your friend. So it seems like whoever wrote this note was possibly intimate with Senior Summer.
I'm afraid I don't know, sir. It was signed your friend.
Yeah, exactly. Which entails to me that it was something that was whoever wrote this note knew not only the younger Summer but also knew the Senior Summer.
Or he was trying to ingratiate himself with us.
I don't know. That seems weird.
I'm afraid I would only have speculation on that, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And the tone of the note seems to try to put the author as, I'm not the one who put him in danger, but I'm the only one who can help you out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
whether we believe that or not. But
it's a very weird. It's not how normal kidnap notes normally read.
Well, it might be someone from the oncology then.
Well,
If
for
they're all
instance,
rich.
Have
Yeah.
you,
like
Mr.
you pointed
Kinley,
out. Yes.
have you received many kidnapping notes?
Many.
We have come to the right place. Apparently, the baronet's confidence is well placed.
I will scrutinize this like I scrutinize a fine bottle of whiskey.
So what was
They're all spilled over. He says,
what
no.
was Arthur's relationship with his mother? You haven't mentioned her.
I'm afraid it was poorly since she was deceased long ago, sir.
They haven't spoken in ages.
I'm afraid you are correct, ma'am.
If they
Does he have any siblings or anything?
No, sir. He is the last of the line.
So who would be next heir?
Nobody. He is the last of the line. Should the line falter, then I'm afraid it will revert to the crown.
It's a good question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Alibi. So,
Out of question, have there been any other estates that have had to come under control of the crown within the past year?
No, it is extremely rare that happens. One of the main duties of royalty is heirs.
now again, this is going to be one of these we need to know questions, and it could be a delicate matter. We understand that, but you guys have obviously gone to the apartment. That was probably one of the first things you did in receiving the letter and the key. Now, did you remove anything at all or move anything in the apartment, no matter how small it might seem insignificant to you? It could be important for the investigation.
No, sir. I myself had the honor of investigating the apartment, and I can assure you that I have touched nothing, and merely walked through and looked.
Good.
He keeps bracing himself for some really horrible shit, and you keep asking rather minor or mild questions, and he's like,
well, I had the whole speech set up for Summer Senior, but he was like, "I'm going, bye," because I know he might be like, "What? My son's perfect. He wouldn't do that to me."
That might be why he left.
Yeah. Lucky day.
So you don't know of anyone in particular besides the theater people and Westmead people that he may have been in a relationship with?
No, sir. I do not stay in such circles.
Do you know who his closest friends are?
Yes, sir. Hold on, I'm getting you guys back to the card page because otherwise you're going to hide all your handouts. He was a very likable young man. He had many friends, although our own inquiries did reveal he had a falling out 4 weeks ago with one of his oldest friends, Peter Blaylock, a few weeks ago. Perhaps you know him? Apparently, here's Peter Blaylock's name, I think, because if you spell it really stupid, that means you're super rich. And he says, Mr. Blaylock apparently is unwell at present, and we are unable to reach him directly, although I do have his address if you'd like to look into that matter further.
Yes, please.
He provides that.
Do you know what the falling out was over, or no? And how long have they been friends for?
A very long time, sir. Many years.
Do we have a contingency plan for keeping this discreet? I only ask because we will do everything in our power to keep it discreet, but there might be some situations that arise that are out of our control.
I will do my best on my end to keep it discreet.
Okay. So if we know, though, that some information has possibly been leaked out, do you just want to, like, us come to you straight away type thing?
Please.
Gotcha.
And he says,
What am I trading? What am I trading?
This card if you don't want.
digs out a small pouch, and he says, he hands Kinley a pouch of something that clinks.
I hand it straight off to Freddy. All right.
Thank you.
Because I know exactly what it is.
I look inside.
Anybody make a listen roll?
Oh, sorry, did not hear that.
I know in real life everybody failed, but how about in character?
No, we didn't hear that. So.
Perfect.
Yes.
You know that sound, and you like it.
Okay.
I have no idea what it is.
I like it more when Freddy's got it and then he's forced to spend it on me.
That's perfect. He says, that should cover your expenses, and with some extra for your time. And everybody give me a evidence analysis roll.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys are thinking that the real prize, however, is not just the money, although it's a pretty good sized pouch that weighs a bit, but it seems to be the goodwill of Godfrey Summers himself, the baronet. He's an important and influential man whose recommendation could open some doors, or in Alex Kinley's case, close some doors that Alex has opened by force.
I like it.
So that's what that sounds like.
Yep. Ching, ching, ching.
Are there any other questions, or shall I resume my duties?
If we do need to find out anything else from you, where do we find? What's the best place to find you? Yeah.
He gives you. No, I'm afraid here would be inconvenient. He gives you his law office address. Take
Nice.
it, or I'll give you a card. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think everything.
Oh,
I
there's
think we
one
need to
other
see
thing.
the. Oh, go on then.
When was the last time your son had a doctor's appointment?
Pardon?
It's not
A
his son.
doctor's appointment. No, not his son, sorry. Arthur. His son.
He's like, yeah, my son went to the doctor 3 days ago. It's a mild case of syphilis. What?
When did Arthur last have a doctor's appointment?
I do not know if he has been to the doctor in quite some time.
So he's not ill or anything like that? That you know of?
No, he lived in a separate place, and I did not have the.
I was going to say, it's probably not something you discuss with your lawyer, family lawyer.
Well, he may have told his father, and father told his lawyer. So.
He looks at Freddie, and he says, may I speak frankly, sir?
Of course.
The rich employ a veritable bodyguard of servants in order to never have to deal with their children directly.
All right. Good question. Before we do leave here and go to the... Oh, no, hold on. So the guard who was the last to see the son, and also the one that would be able to tell us about who maybe came the night before, he will be at the apartments? Or is he now moved on? Yes.
No, you have the key.
Yeah,
But
but
if
we
you
want
wanna
to talk to him. Where do we find him now? Is he still there?
No. The guard himself.
Is it a guard and a caretaker, or both?
Oh, no. The guard is the city guard. The caretaker is there, though he lives in the basement.
Right.
Yes, we need to speak to the caretaker. Is he there?
He should be. He lives there.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
The leader of the city guard who has been working unsuccessfully on this problem thus far is Lieutenant Bridger of the guard.
Do you know where we'd be able to find him?
He gives you basically it's the giant castle right next door to the embassy.
Right. Gotcha.
Although contacting him should be at a minimum.
If any particular reason why, just because you don't want
The scandal?
Yes. But they are still looking into it, so they still might possibly have vital information that they've uncovered already.
I doubt it. He is
Incompetent?
the lawyer looks uncomfortable and shuffles a bit, glances around. Hey,
We're
we're
friends here.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So, just to clarify, the scandal, other than him hanging out with rapscallions, as you put it, you don't know any particular details?
No.
Okay.
He says, if there is nothing else, then I will resume my duties.
Gotcha.
Pardon?
Gotcha.
Pardon?
He means he understands.
Very well. He turns and leaves.
Right. To the apartment. Dun dun dun.
Oh, wait, before we leave, Mr. Lawyer Man.
He's,
Clearance.
Clarence,
he's at the door with his hand on the handle. He slowly looks back at you. Sir,
is there anything we need to do or know before we enter the archaeology? Will there be any issues with that?
issues?
Well, we're not exactly of the high standards. You see.
Oh, very good. He comes back. He digs through his briefcase. He gives to Kinley a letter stating that that you guys are on the affairs of the Baron and to please help out. Please do not show this around more than is absolutely necessary.
Got to. Just walking around like that.
Every bar.
You
I
want
can
that apple,
imagine
sir?
him grabbing a bottle.
You want a shoe shine, sir? So much shoes. It's official.
The lawyer looks nervous and begins heading toward the door again.
We jest.
He looks. He says, humor. Very good, sir. Very droll.
Good. Right.
He goes the fuck away.
Good.
Okay. So, to the archaeology then.
To the archaeology or apartment first?
I thought the apartment was in the archaeology. Oh, okay.
Don't think it is it?
I can double check, but I don't think so.
Sounds like he was visiting the archaeology rather than living there.
Yes, he had been seen keeping company with some undesirable characters in the archaeology.
So yeah, then we'll go to the apartment, wherever that is.
Right. You guys head off to his apartment, and it looks as though it's in a fairly decent neighborhood, although it's kind of like a busier type neighborhood. Everybody give me a 6th sense danger sense roll.
My spidey sense is tingling.
Yeah, it is. All of you guys, when you get close to it, you feel as though you're being watched.
Counter surveillance? Can we check to see if we can see anyone watching us?
Kind of something weird with this. Everybody try willpower times 2.
Fucking, it's a spell. You bastards.
Why is mine not working? Oh,
There
there
we go.
Right. Freddy. Give me a sanity roll.
Oh no.
Why?
Because you're the best of us, Freddy.
Because you made
Oh,
it.
hell no. No.
You
I'd
want to
like
spend?
to spend a hero point to spell that.
All right, sure. You spend a hero point to try to
Uh,
fail your massive willpower. I'm good with
Well,
that.
hold on.
I don't have a reroll.
Yeah, would you like to purposefully fail? I have an assistant reroll.
There you go.
Let's see if you
I
can
mean,
fail.
hold on.
There
Do
you
I
go.
know what? Okay, that's cool. Okay. Come
There you
on, fail. Fail. Yes.
Oh, everybody's fine. Counter surveillance doesn't turn up anything. This place is definitely under watch. You're thinking as you're drawing closer to the apartment.
It's scrying of some sort. Fuckers.
Could be.
Okay. Isn't it? What's the magic like in this zone again? Isn't it like ×3? Quite hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's times 3.
Yeah.
Unless you're an elf, then it's times 5, I think.
Bloody elves. I can shapeshift into an elf.
Shows Elwyn writing something. Looks up. Somebody just walk on my grave. So you guys just go on up to the apartment building, or?
Yeah.
Maybe let's try to be a little sneaky about it, not go just walk straight in.
I like it. The subtle approach.
Right. Let's see. I'll go around the table.
If we get some rags, I can disguise us as beggars, and then we can blend in more. What do you think?
I thought this was a fairly nice neighborhood. Like, do we blend in as we already?
You get beggars everywhere.
We are human, though.
They're like rats.
We're probably the only humans. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, everybody, what is your, I'll go around the table here. Freddie, keep in mind, if one person blows it, then it's blown for everybody. Freddie, what's your stealth at?
81.
But by 20, roll a 70 or less. Denazul, what's your stealth at?
76.
76, call it 80. By 20, roll a 70 or less. Kinley, what's your stealth at?
98.
Roll.
Why are they not rolling? Oh, there it goes. Back.
Well, I already missed.
The first one did well.
So you're going to miss and live with it?
I put on my ring and I try again.
So spending a hero point or reroll card?
Yeah.